All right, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Third Eye Cyphs. I'm your host, Natalia. And what a week it has been. That's such a weird way to start this podcast, but for me, it freaking has. Have you guys listened to the last episode? Did you guys listen to the last episode? If you didn't listen to it, stop this episode right now and listen to last week's episode. No, I'm joking. You don't have to. But, okay, so last week, it's crazy to think that was literally a week ago. Last Friday, because usually I post on Fridays, last Friday, I woke up, if you know, because usually as soon as I wake up, right now it's 6 a.m. Usually the first thing I do on Friday mornings, I wake up and I do this podcast because I have to work in the morning, and this is the only time I can really fit it into my day. So I woke up last Friday morning as per usual, and my entire body was covered in hives, for the first time ever in my life. And I've never had that before, and not like, okay, the first time I've ever woken up with hives. No, it's the first time I've ever even had hives all over my body. I didn't even know what hives were. I had to look it up. I was just like, woke up with itchy red bumps everywhere or something. And then hives came up, and then the picture matched what the heck was happening to me. So, let me kind of just walk you real quick through what happened. So I had no idea what happened, first off. And yeah, I was extremely itchy the entire episode. I had to cut the episode short. I mean, it wasn't that short, but the entire episode was uncomfortable because I could barely sit in the chair. My body was so itchy. My skin was burning from scratching because I was like deeply scratching all night and in the morning. And yeah, it was really bad. I took Benadryl, I guess, right after the podcast episode because it seemed like an allergic reaction. That's what I looked up. I was like, why is this happening? It's like, oh, an allergic reaction. I was like, what the hell? Like, I'm not even, like, the only thing I'm known to be allergic to is dust, and it's not even, like crazy like that. I've never reacted like that to dust. I mean, I get, like, itchy a little, but, like, and, like, sneezy, but, not sneezy, but nothing crazy. So, anyways, I took a Benadryl, and then I texted my boss, because, again, I was supposed to work, and I was like, I'm sorry, I just took Benadryl, like, this is what's happening to me right now. Like, I don't know what to do. And then she was like, it's okay, just rest or whatever. So then, like, midday or, like, just later on, I was just like, okay, I need to try to go to sleep because I barely slept that night. I literally was scratching all night. I kept waking up, and then I woke up at 5 a.m. I woke up at 5 again today, but that was on purpose. I woke up at 5 last Friday just because I was so itchy, and I was like, what is this? And then that's when I saw the hives. So I tried sleeping midday to kind of catch, like, up on the rest that I missed because I was tired. But then I was also to, like, try to ignore the itching because it was, like, really bad. And then I ran out of, like, cream, like, hydrogen cortisone, which is, like, itch cream. So my roommate went out and got me some. So I was just kind of waiting for her to come back. So I was, like, trying to sleep. I couldn't even sleep because, like, the itching kept waking me up. Like, it would not let me sleep at all. And then I slept for, like, 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes. And then my roommate came with the cream, and I was, like, so grateful. And then my throat started hurting, which was really weird. But I thought I was like, oh, maybe I'm just getting sick or something. And then I started getting a really bad stomach ache. And then I was just, like, in the bathroom, with, like, the runs, not to be, informational. So then I was like, okay, this is pretty bad. I feel like they're correlated somehow. So I'm gonna go to the doctor. So I made a doctor's appointment. But something happened with my insurance. I couldn't go to the doctor. Like a doctor, like a primary doctor or something. But it was just getting worse and worse. So I just ended up going to the hospital because it wasn't getting any better, and I could only get like an appointment for later in the day, and it was getting worse. So I just went to the ER. Long story short, I went to the ER. I was covered in these hives. I was like, my stomach was exploding. My throat, I lost my voice in the hospital. It was just getting progressively worse. So what was happening was I was going through anaphylaxis. That's what I was diagnosed with at discharge. And I was about to go into anaphylactic shock. So if you don't know what that means, I don't know the technicals of it or whatever, but it's basically a life-threatening allergic reaction. So with my throat, what was happening was it was basically closing up. So if it closed up, I wouldn't be able to breathe. So they gave me like a crap ton of medicine, pills, and then they observed me. Nothing happened because it was that bad. So they ended up having to inject me with an EpiPen. If you ever seen like Horrible Bosses, when that guy's about to die from like the peanut allergy and they have to like inject him with his EpiPen. So now I have to carry around an EpiPen. And they also injected me with one. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I could have died, which is really weird. You know, it's really weird to say that because I had no idea. Like, literally the last episode, I was talking, like, it was happening, and I'm talking about, like, I don't know what's happening. And then midday, I was about to die because of it. So let's just be grateful that I am here, I am alive, and I am well. So I got medicine. By the second day of the medicine, the hives went away. I kept waking up a little itchy. Today's my second day off the medication. I haven't woken up itchy at all. My skin feels okay. And yeah, I actually, you know what? I think today's my third day off the medication. Yeah, it is the third day. It is the third day off the medication. And I'm feeling better. So because of that, it was really weird. So I don't know. It's like, so that happened, and like, I don't really know why that happened. So I saw an allergist 2 days ago. I can't take a skin test until 5 days after I'm done with the medication, and I'm only on my third day after the medication, so I have an appointment to take a skin test next week to see what I was allergic to. And so while that was happening, so another reason why we felt, well, me and Justin, my boyfriend, thought that maybe it happened because of stress. And like, it feels weird to say that just because, like, it's such a big topic that's been in my life at the moment. So yeah, we thought it was because of stress, because literally that day, well, Thursday, the night of Thursday going into Friday is when all of this happened, right in the middle of the night. And then I woke up Friday and it happened. But Thursday, I was moving stuff. So my old roommate moved out. So I was moving into her old room because it's bigger. And then, so I was moving stuff, and there could have been dust, so I could have been allergic to that. A plant fell on my bed. The allergist told me that there could have been mold in the plant, so maybe that's what happened. But then also that day, I was just really stressed, mainly because, well, I had to work a lot that day. I also had to move rooms. I just got my cat Haku some health insurance, and then I had to scan in all her pet documents, and then I realized she's overdue for her cardiologist appointment, and I have to take her to a vet for a checkup for the insurance. And it was just like so much stuff. And I called Justin, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I have so much stuff to do. Like, I can't get anything done. I don't know what to do. And I was just like, kind of like, not freaking out over it, but I was stressing over it for no reason. And so he agreed to come over and help me move and kind of help me with some stuff to kind of alleviate some of that stress for me, so I could work. So we thought maybe that's what happened, because I was really stressed on Thursday. So then I broke out into hives that night. I don't know. I don't think it was stress. That seems a bit exaggerated because of stress. And that's what I told the allergist, because then even the allergist asked me, he was like, so then when I saw the allergist, he was like, are you stressed? Have you been stressed? And I was just like, it's funny you say that. And then, he became my therapist for a second. No, he didn't. But I told him, I was like, it seems a bit exaggerated for that to be stress. And then he said, well, when people are stressed, a lot of people come to him and say, oh, when I'm stressed, my allergies flare up. But okay, I understand that, but have allergies to begin with for them to even flare up when I'm stressed, you know? So I don't know, but he said that it could be probable. So anyways, where was I going with that? So yeah, anyways, I was stressed, and then I was in the hospital, and then that was kind of stressing me out even more. And then also at this point, I had agreed that with myself, once I moved into the new room, I was going to start this new schedule. I was finally going to, start setting up the live stream, do this, do that, blah, 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 and, kind of just go in for it. And then being put into the hospital is kind of like a drawback, because then, I was on medication for 4 days after that. And, I didn't think that, this whole thing was going to like stop me from doing anything until maybe the second day on the medication. I just felt weird when I took it. It was weird because I don't take medication. Like, I'm not used to taking medication, and then like I'm also very aware of how my body feels, or like the way energy flows in my body, and just how I feel generally. Like, I'm pretty much aware of how I feel. And I don't know, when I would take the medication, I just felt weird, like especially in the morning, like about like a half hour in or like an hour in. I don't want to say I felt dumber, because then I'm like, oh, medication makes you dumb. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. I mean, it possibly could, like, depending on the medication. But I did feel like slower, or like just more like down. I don't know how to really explain it. And it wasn't down like sad, but just like unmotivated, like kind of high a little, but not really. And then like it wasn't even like a sedative or anything like that. It was like an antihistamine. I was just taking antihistamines. But I guess the side effects, maybe, I don't know. I really don't know. It could have been a placebo effect, because like I'm not used to taking medication. So when I see myself taking so many medications, it just like throws me off. And then that combined with the apparent stress that I was having, it kind of started bringing me down. So by the second day, or by the third day, I felt like my mind was like kind of out of control. Like, I couldn't really control my thoughts, to the point where like I feel okay, I guess you can say. Like, usually I'm like if I talk down to myself, or if I say, there's like a little bird outside, it sounds so cute. Like if I talk down to myself, or like if I just have too much noise going on, like, oh, I have to do this, oh, I have to do that. Haku, get out of here. And yeah, so usually when that happens, I just kind of like soothe myself, like my other side of my mental talk is just like, it's okay, Natalia, you're doing your best, you're trying, take everything one step at a time. Like that wasn't there at all, I think, during the medication, like that third day in. And then it just kind of got overwhelming by the time I was off. So by my allergy appointment, which was a few days ago, that was like my first day off the medication. And I was just feeling, the day before that I was feeling, I basically had an anxiety attack the entire freaking day. I was like a nervous wreck, and I was like biting off all my fingernails, but this wasn't on purpose. It wasn't like, oh, like I'm freaking out in a corner or anything. It was just like happening. And I was like overwhelming myself with things I needed to do, and then I felt like I couldn't because I was on the medication, but I could, and then like I didn't know what was happening to me, and I just felt like overwhelmed by everything. I had a lot of work to do. I was kind of like a little stressed because of work. There was just like, it was just a whole bunch of stuff like on top of each other, and I feel like I'm venting to my diary or something. Okay, this is not what I'm meant to be doing. But anyway, it's all tying into this episode, guys. I'm just kind of give you a backstory. So anyways, I just, these past few days, or this past week, honestly, I've been trying to deal with that stress and controlling it and controlling my mind, and kind of this depression that's been coming because of it, and also the anxiety that had been coming with it. And Justin even came over, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, the day of the allergy appointment, which was the day before yesterday, because I was really going through it that day. I was mainly going through it really like the day before, and I was kind of like moving on the next day, and then he came and visited me the next day. But he came mostly to tell me, like, I need to get my shit together, guys. No. Basically, like, I need to stop stressing over little stuff. Like, I know this, guys. I know this. I hate saying it because I know this, but, you know, it's harder. It's easier said than done, basically. I was gonna say it's harder to do than be done. I don't know what I was gonna say. Anyways, I've just been feeling a little anxious, a little depressed, a little stressed. But after, you know, talking with him yesterday and kind of having more time to myself, so I've also noticed a lot of things that I've been not doing wrong, but that has been taking a toll on my mental health. And I think it's just been building up, honestly, and I need to restructure what I'm doing, especially like with my work schedule and just everything. It needs a revision based around my mental health. So basically what I've been doing is I've been doing so much business wise, and I did a like fluke card reading yesterday. I want to say fluke because like literally, so I was cleaning my yoga studio, not my yoga studio, but the yoga studio I work at. And we have these oracle cards on display. We have 2 decks that are open on display. And I didn't even like ground myself and like tap in and do a card reading. I don't even know if there's cards missing from that deck, but I literally just shuffled it and then pulled a card. And then like one of the cards were already out, and then I was like, oh, let me just shuffle and do it again. And I pulled the same card, so I was like, oh, this message was obviously meant for me. So I pulled 2 cards, and they basically told me, like, and it was crazy because I didn't do anything to like pull myself in the moment, like try to like get an accurate reading. I just literally pulled a card, and it was the most accurate thing ever. So, and it kind of reflected what I'm about to say. So what I've been doing is I've been doing so much business wise, or like action wise, like trying to do stuff like get the live stream done, you know, video edit, try to do the evening prayer every week, do the podcast every week, do a blog post every week. And I've been trying to do so much for myself at the same time. Now that I'm managing a full-on business, like full up and running business that is going down because it's a freaking fitness business and no fitness place is open right now. That's also a lot of stress too. So I'm like at a lot of stress at work for myself, and then at like business work for the yoga studio. So I've been doing so much business wise that I haven't been taking care of myself, I guess you could say. And not even because like I've been eating good and stuff, but it's more I haven't been taking care of my mental health, which I didn't know I had to, which is very interesting. I mean, okay, I understand mental health is very important, and you know, it is, and I know this, but I didn't know that like I had to upkeep with it, like it's a thing. And I know that, you know, stuff builds up. I know this for me personally, that, you know, little things just add on and add on. And if I don't vent or if I don't find some kind of release, then it does build up. I know that. But I wasn't feeling anything building up. I didn't even know anything was happening, but it was. And then it kind of just built up to me now, like built up now. And then maybe that reaction was because of it. Maybe it wasn't. I don't think it was, but it could be a possibility. So I've decided that I am going to, so what I'm going to be doing is, I'm trying to take care of myself right now, just because like I feel like I've been going through it, guys. Also like I feel like I've been losing, like, I don't want to say I've been losing a lot of friends, because I feel like I never had friends to begin with. But now I know that, like, I've always said, like, well, I don't really have friends, you know, because I moved around a lot. If you're listening to this and you know me, like, okay, yes, we're friends or whatever. Or whatever. I love you. But I don't have long lasting relationships just because I moved around a lot. I've moved around a lot. And family, if you're listening to this, my grandmother, my aunt, if you're listening to this, don't use this as an excuse to tell my mom, look, she can't have relationships, she doesn't have friends because you moved her around so much. Stop. Enough. All right, stop trying to point fingers. All right, like this is not why I let you listen to my podcast, so you can try to be like, oh, I'm so sorry, but like whatever. What's done is done. Okay. So anyways, I don't have long lasting relationships because I moved around a lot and I never like been able to hold those relationships, which I don't care. I'm not sad over that. I don't care. That's just what I'm informing you about. But so through like my last few years of like I mean, I have moved around, but like me moving around, not like I've been moved around by like my family or anything. Like I've been moving around. But you know, I've made I wanted to say that I've made some friends, right? Stop. But then like you realize they're not really your friends. Like they're your friends, but like what's a friend? Like what makes a friend, you know? They're there and then like you think you're friends and then like there's no relationship there. You say you're friends, but there's no relationship, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, we're friends, but then like what makes a friend, right? Like we don't even talk, or like something happened to me. So then something that also like, you know, I put it in front of my face, like this whole thing happened with me, and I posted it on my story, right? I posted on my story of my hospital band on Instagram because I was supposed to do evening prayer that night, and I announced it and everything, and then I was in the hospital literally. So that's why I said I was gonna live stream. I said this in the last, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna live stream later, but I was in the hospital, so I couldn't live stream, but I announced it on my story. So I put on my story, like on my hospital band, like, oh, sorry, I can't live stream. Like just to kind of show like, oh, I'm in the hospital. This is why I can't live stream. It wasn't like to be like, oh, like people write to me. Like that wasn't it at all. It was just to announce why I wasn't going to live stream that night. And like not random people wrote to me, like responding to my story, asking if I was okay. And they were like actually concerned if I was okay. And it was people that I wouldn't even expect to ask me or worry if I was okay, which I found really like not weird, but like it was just it made me happy, because I was like, wow, these people actually care like if I'm okay. But these are the people that I would least expect to care if I was okay, you know? And then after I saw that, like I wasn't expecting anybody, I wasn't gonna announce it, or like I didn't announce anything. I wasn't looking for that. But when I saw people that I barely knew, or like don't really consider like a friend like that, you know, they were worried for me. And it made me think like, well, look at all these people who I actually do consider my friend, and they saw the story, but then like they're not like, and I don't care, like I'm not like, oh, these people are reaching out to me, but like it just made me think like, look at all these people who I don't know like that, who actually care, and then these people that I do know like that, who didn't even write to me. And then like that was like, okay, whatever, it's beside like whatever. And then so what else did I posted something, I posted the Trust the Journey picture, and I was like, thank you for everybody who wrote to me. Thank you to everybody who wrote to me, because like I wasn't expecting that at all. Like literally I wasn't looking for anything like that, and I'm really appreciative of all the people who wrote to me. And then like even people still that I knew and consider a friend, like saw the post and everything, and still like didn't even ask what happened, or like what, like anything like that. And like I honestly, like I never care, like I don't care about that. Like that sounds like, oh, I'm looking for like clout or something. Like I honestly don't care, but it made me think. And I don't know, I felt weird about it. And then I even posted this whole thing, because then I've been going through like the whole depression thing, and then I posted this whole thing like 2 days ago, the day of my allergy appointment or whatever. just to be like vulnerable, just because I've been feeling vulnerable and I've been wanting to put it in my writing, and I didn't want to put it on, so because like my Instagram was originally just created to write, like to write literally, and then I ended up just adding people I knew, and just it became my Instagram. But originally I was very vulnerable on my Instagram. I used to just write all the time on it, and I loved that nobody I knew was on it, because they didn't have to know about my personal life, they didn't have to know anything. And that's originally what my Instagram was. So I was like, man, like I need to go back to the roots of this. Like, who cares if like people are watching like all of this, or like I don't care. I just want to like write this because this is what I used to do on my Instagram. And that's what I wrote. I was like, I'm gonna write this because this is what I used to do. And then even with that, like saying that I've been going through a freaking depression, all these people like wrote, like they support me and they love me, and like they even wrote to me saying, they DM me saying they saw my post and that they're there for me, like people that you wouldn't expect, that I wouldn't expect. And then people I know who saw it, that I know that considered my friend, who saw it, have still not reached out to me to this day. Like, again, I don't care, but like it really freaking made me think. But like now, just that, and then that was kind of a thing that added on top of the depression. Like, oh my god, I knew I never had friends, and then the 1 second I consider myself I have friends, I realized I really actually don't have friends. And it's eye-opening. But anyways, besides all of that, I've been freaking talking about this for literally a half hour already. And I'm sorry. I hope you guys listened to this all the way. Let me know. Write to me and let me know that you've listened to this at this point. It's kind of just been a rant. Not a rant, but to kind of explain what I've been going through and what happened. So anyways, how this ties into this episode is that, well, real quick, just an announcement. Like what I'm going to be doing from here on out. I'm not going to be doing the live streams. I'm taking a step back from doing so much and taking care of myself. So how I'm going to take care of myself, how I want to take care of myself, is to stick with my spiritual practice. I haven't been doing anything with my spiritual practice really, except learning stuff online, and it's not even spiritual practice, it's just research on things. And I haven't been in my practice. I haven't been aligning myself with my true self. So I'm going to take a lot of time for my spiritual practice and a lot of time for relaxation in a way. So this would just consist of mostly reading and writing. I really want to write. So I'm going to start writing every day, and I'm also going to just read too. If I have time, or if I want to, if I'm in the mood, I'm going to edit my vision board video. I'm not in a rush for that whatsoever, because I was. I'm not planning on making the zine anytime soon. When I'm ready, I will. And then yeah, that book I mentioned, that's in the future. So right now I'm just going to be writing on my blog. If you don't follow it, it's thewritingsofnatalia.wordpress.com. I'm going to try to write every day, every morning. And I'm just going to be writing, and I'm going to be reading books, because that's what I want to do. And that's that. And I'm going to be diving into my spiritual practice and my yogic practice. So I'm going to be practicing yoga a lot. So a lot for me. The only content I'm going to be pushing out is my writing, and if I want to do videos, but I'm not going to do too many videos or focus on YouTube right now. Of course, I'm going to do the podcast every Friday, because I'd be a fool not to. And that is that. So that is what I'm doing. That is what I've been freaking working on. And I'm freaking done talking about this. I love you guys. Let's move on to this freaking episode. Let's move on into this episode. But first, an ad. Okay, so getting into this, I did pull some cards for you guys. I pulled some cards. Yes, multiple cards, as you guys know. So the first card that I pulled is going to be the main reading, and then I got some additions for you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I pulled a card, and then I didn't like the card. I mean, I liked it. It was like a new beginnings card, which I understand. Okay, so I pulled, I'm gonna mention that card since I did pull it, and it was a new beginnings card. It said it's either we're closing cycles, and I said this last week too, and I still feel it. We're in the middle of closing a cycle, and we're beginning a new cycle. And I'm seeing this more in my life, like kind of closing off this whole phase I was going through. And now I'm moving into this phase of, trying to self-love and self-heal and stuff like that. So it could be the same case for you. We're closing cycles. I think it's just happening energetically anyways. Anything that's happening is closing up, and we're kind of starting a new path, whether it be a new job, a new life opportunity, a new whatever. We're starting a new path, or we're just refreshing whatever it is that we've been doing. So that was the card that I pulled, but I didn't really like that card, so I put it back and I pulled another card. So I'm pulling from first the Native Spirit deck by Denise Lynn. This is kind of like just Native American inspired and put in kind of card. So what I pulled was the Grandmother Earth card. Now, the Grandmother Earth card means to stop and take measure of your life. That's so funny because these cards always, end up in my life somehow, like tie into my life. But please apply them to your life. I just told you like my whole freaking life story. I didn't tell you my whole life story, but I told you it was happening now. So please apply these to your life. Stop and take measure of your life. Assess who you are and where you are. Get grounded. Make plans for the future, but don't act on those plans until you are ready and feel secure in stepping forward. Preach. There is a profound source of strength and power within you, and it is expanding now. Put your roots down. This is the time of preparation and going deeper. So I just want to stop this real quick. This it's very funny because this picture, the card, it shows kind of like a horizon and then like mountains, like mountains full of trees, but it looks like it's fall, and it is fall right now. And now fall is the time of rest, to go within. So the summer is kind of, spring, we bloom, it comes out, fresh, starting anew, and then fall is when we start to draw back for the winter. The winter's hibernation, the resting period, right? So fall is when we begin to draw back, come back home, bring more family together, kind of, season's greetings type of stuff. It means going within and kind of being there with yourself and kind of moving away from the action and going more with the, non-action, I guess you can say. So I thought it was very interesting that it's fall now, and I just actually recently learned that. I never really put together, the seasons and kind of the actions and the cycles that we personally go through. So when I started reading this, it sounded like, wow, this sounds like fall. And then the picture was actually, it looks like it's fall. So it says, make plans for the future, but don't act on those plans until you're ready and feel secure in stepping forward. And I was thinking that yesterday. I was thinking about how, I'm so ready to do all of this stuff, but like mentally, I'm not ready, but I'm physically ready. Like when I get myself together and I am mentally ready to take on all of this stuff, then I'm ready. I'm physically ready. I have all this stuff listed that I'm gonna do, and when I'm ready to take that step, then I will step forward. But for right now, it says don't act on those plans until you are ready. So now is the time to get grounded. It says get grounded, put your roots down. It says your native spirit wants you to know that Grandmother Earth provides the trees, plants, flowers, rivers, streams, oceans, mountains, and valleys. What the heck? And valleys. Mountains and valleys, and supports us with all her bounty. She's stable and strong in her devotion to us. You are supported and loved, even if you're not always sure of it. Strength is growing within you. Don't rush. Slow down. The seeds that you plant now will bring abundance in the future, but only if you take the time to nurture those new beginnings. New beginnings, guys. Nurture those new beginnings. No, I'm sorry. Take time to plan your future carefully. Don't rush into anything. Security and protection surround you. You are safe. If you're thinking of making secure financial investments and receive this card, it's telling you that it is a good time to do so. It's not a time to take risks. So there's lots of something that Justin was telling me, is that I don't need to rush. I'm not on, we're not on a time period, a time schedule. And I always felt like that. And it's so funny because I always say that. Maybe even in my blog posts, you could find it, that I always feel like I'm running out of time, that I have to do it now because I'm running out of time. And time is an illusion, guys. Time is an illusion. Death is an illusion. So when I feel like I'm running out of time, there is only now. But I guess when I feel like I'm running out of time, it's like there is only now and I want to do it now, but I'm not doing it now, so I feel like I'm running out of time. But there is no rush to do anything. Slow down. It says take time to plan your future carefully. Don't rush into anything. You have all the time in the world. You don't need to rush into anything. Everything is going to happen in divine timing. Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen, divinely. So everything is always the way it's supposed to be, guys. So the journey is to deepen your connection to Mother Earth and bring security in all forms into your life. Walk barefoot on the earth. This is called earthing or grounding. Place your hands on the earth or make investments. Imagine the strengthening, grounding energy of the earth filling you and your life. So that was the card, guys. It's mostly about grounding, getting into your present, grounding yourself into your present situation, not rushing into anything, being appreciative of what is happening in the moment, and not rushing into anything, not making any sudden decisions or anything crazy, and going deep within and listening to yourself, really. What the heck? Haku's just being bad. She's just trying to find little reasons to be bad. Okay, so then I went to go pull a card from the Universe Has Your Back deck. But I ended up pulling 2 cards, but I thought, it's fine. Because it's not full on reading. So I pulled from the Universe Has Your Back deck. As you guys may know, I love this deck. It is beautiful. My aunt got it for me. Thank you, Titi. And I love it so much. So the first card that I pulled was when I'm in alignment with love of the universe. When I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. Peace cannot be disrupted, guys. So this I freaking resonated with so well because I haven't been in alignment with the love of the universe. I've been doing so much that I haven't been taking time to, have those one-on-one dates with the universe, or, just take time for my spiritual practice. So when I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. So my peace was disrupted because I haven't been in alignment, guys. And take me as an example. Take me saying all this stuff as an example of what you guys should not be doing. This is why I do it, guys. I make the mistakes for you so you don't have to make them. So when you're in alignment with the love of the universe, your peace cannot be disrupted. And then the next card, I pulled a second card by accident. 2 of them just kind of came out. It is, I am the loving energy of the universe. I am the loving energy of the universe. So when I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. I am the loving energy of the universe. So you are the loving energy of the universe. And when you're in alignment with that, your peace cannot be disrupted. You are the love of the universe. When you are in alignment, when you understand, when you come into full comprehension that you are the love of the universe, that you are the universe, that you are the abundance, the prosperity, the loving energy of God, of the universe. Nothing can disrupt you. You are the peace of God. You are the light, the love. You are that. So, hi Haku, thank you for joining the podcast. Why are you so scared of this wire? Say, Sorry, that's a lot of kiss sounds, but she's all here. She's all here. I want her to meow in the thing. Meow. Nope. Nope. Okay. Her face was all close to the mic and she didn't meow. Hi. Okay, get out of here. Okay, so those are the cards, guys. So now what I wanted to do with this episode, I didn't think I was gonna talk this much about what happened. But maybe I could have expected it. So I have mentioned in previous episodes, I do want to do a Hinduism episode, and I do want to do a Taoism video episode. And I am going to do those, but today it just kind of, I wasn't going to do it this episode because I kind of wanted to talk about what happened. And then also I wanted to talk about self-love. Because that's what I've been going through, and it's what I can most relate to at the moment, so it's what I can most speak well on at the moment. So, with that being said, self-love. So, if you guys have been listening, I haven't been doing a lot of self-love. Now, I want to talk about ways that we can implement self-love into our life. So, one thing would be, well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, well, okay, I'm gonna look up right now. Somebody wants to send me a message. Who the heck wants to send me a message? All right, let's see what the message is first. Because you know how you get those requests? Oh my God, what the heck is that? Epic profile. I bet you love our top LA actor and model, Colin. He posts the best content over on his page. And then they send me his page and there's nothing on it. Oh wait, no, there is. Ew. Okay, what the heck is this guy? Okay, it doesn't even seem real. He buys fake accounts to send messages to tell him to look at his account. That sucks. It's so funny. I was watching a video yesterday on YouTube about this girl who bought all her followers and she had fake fame. It was weird. Her name's called Lily Jean. If you look up on YouTube, what is it? The girl who fabricated her entire Instagram life or something like that. Lily Jean. That video's interesting. It's pretty trippy. Okay, I'm going to type in how to self-love. But before I even do that, because I kind of want to look at those, aesthetic pleasing pictures that you see on Instagram that kind of give you a list of stuff. Okay, so first I want to talk about how to deal with, well, okay, I'm not really an expert on this. So I deal with anxiety. It's kind of weird to say out loud because I've always... my mom has always had anxiety with me while I was growing up. She would always have panic attacks or just be anxious, and I never understood it because I was this is literally all in the mind, and I still understand that literally it's in the mind, and we kind of create it, and I never dealt with anxiety ever, but the older I get, I don't want to say I'm getting old because I'm not getting old, but I'm getting older. Everybody's always getting older, but I've never dealt with it until more recently, in the past few years. But it's very subtle, I just get anxious over nothing really. And then I kind of have I had a full-on episode the other day. I was just anxious the entire day, and I ripped off all my fingernails. But so I can't really, I don't want to, I can't speak on anxiety. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not somebody who's dealt with anxiety for years, really bad, where I have these methods and stuff like that, because I really don't, I don't, it's not something I've dealt with. But in my case, very new to this, and hopefully I'll deal with it. I'm dealing with it. And so anyways, how I'm gonna go about kind of this anxious depression thing that I've been doing is, and this is gonna be a tip, if you've been just anxious about stuff you have to do, if you take full control of your life. So me, I'm basically take control of my life. I feed myself, I work, I have to pay bills. Like I'm a full on adult, like not adult, but you know, I'm self-sufficient, or not self-sufficient, you know what I mean, guys. I'm surviving on my own here. I don't live at home with my family. You know, in most cases where a lot of people still live at home, or like just, you know what I mean. Like I do everything on my own. So that I've started pretty early. And with that, I felt like I missed out on like childhood, but I didn't, because it's not like I've been, you know, surviving on my own since I was 6. Like, it's not like that at all. But I did, like, it was kind of like a midlife crisis thing I went through for about a year when I first moved to California. And it was kind of about like missing out on the fun and, you know, all that childhood stuff, because now I have to deal with bills and I have to deal with feeding myself and insurance and taxes, and it's just it's a lot, right? So with someone like me, if you're going through the same thing where, you know, you're becoming an adult and you're on your own and you have to do all this stuff for yourself, and you deal with anxiety and you deal with depression, and it's kind of hard to, because I've dealt, okay, so something I've dealt with is depression, not anxiety, but depression, and I've dealt with depression for years. And so what I do as somebody who has a hard time even waking up in the morning because of it, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm gonna start implementing more in my life. But this is kind of what I'll do, and hopefully it helps you. So everything needs to be done a step at a time, like a step at a time. Because if it's not done at a step at a time, my head's gonna overcrowd with all the stuff that I have to do. Like, oh, I have to do this, oh, I have to do this, oh, I have to do this. And then, like, as I'm trying to get one thing done on the list, I'm thinking about all the other stuff that needs to be done on the list, and it's overwhelming me, it's stressing me out, it's making me anxious, and it's just, it's too much. So one thing that needs to be done is take one thing at a time. So know what you have to do. Like, first, like, okay, if it makes it easier, write down a list of all the things you have to do. Don't put it in front of your face, because if you look at that list, you're going to get overwhelmed and be like, oh my God, look at all the stuff I have to do. Just put it down, write down the list that you have to do, and just see it. Okay, this is what I have to do. Look at number 1. Completely ignore the rest of the stuff. Just look at number 1. Put the paper away. Don't look at the paper. And focus on that one task. As you're doing that one task, do not think about all the other tasks that you have to do. Be in the present moment. So this is kind of where mindfulness and spirituality kind of comes into play. So this is where, like, it comes into play in my life too, where I always implement, like, my spiritual practice into my daily life in this way, just so I don't get anxious, or I don't get depressed, or I don't get overwhelmed or stressed or anything, right? So as I'm doing one task, and my head starts overflowing with, like, a bunch of stuff I have to do and all this stuff, just calm yourself down, like, bring in that voice, like, it's okay, focus on this one task. If you practice mantra is a type of a chant. It could be Sanskrit, it could be in English, it could be anything. It could be here now. Chant the mantra as you're doing the task. That's what I do. Anytime my mind gets overflown with thoughts and a whole bunch of stuff that, you know, like, is kind of overwhelming, I always realize the noise, and then I just take a deep breath. I go, I'm kind of like runny right now, so it's kind of gross. But I take a deep breath and I breathe out, clear my mind, and then chant. Be like, it's okay. And then I chant my mantra. And then, yeah, it helps. It calms me down. It helps me focus on the task that is at hand. Once it is done, if you have time, move on to the next task. But make sure that the first task is completely done. Don't be like, okay, I'm halfway done. Like, finish it completely, because then if you move on to the next task, then you're gonna be like, oh my God, I still have to do this, and then I didn't even finish this. And it's just like, finish everything in completion and do everything mindfully. Take it one step at a time, and don't put everything in front of your face to overwhelm you. So that was one tip that I have that could go along with the self-love, but that's kind of something that I was doing yesterday, and I was like, wow, this is a really great tip, because I knew what I was going to talk about today. It was definitely going to be about self-love and how to kind of deal with what I've been dealing with and how I can help people. So that's what I do, and it really helps. So that is the thing. So now I'm going to pull up this self-love list. But actually, no, let me try to think of more ways to do self-love. So then, so that's one way. Another thing is eating. So a problem I have is that I don't eat enough. And when you're depressed, you don't want to feed yourself. If you're live on your own and you have to feed yourself and you cook and all of that, you don't always have the motivation to do that. And I completely understand that. So what I'm gonna have to do, and what, you know, is a smart thing to do, and a suggestion for you guys, is to create a meal plan. If you want to eat 3 times a day, write down like what you're gonna eat for the day. So then, like, so when you go grocery shopping, so then you could kind of like make it into like a thing. Like, write down first, you could write down all the stuff you like to eat, what you would like to eat in your day. Just not that day, just in general. Like, oh, I like pizza, I want to eat pizza, I love pizza. I ate pizza twice when I was having these mental breakdowns, just because I love pizza so much and it was a huge comfort food for me. And I ordered one pizza and it didn't do the fix. So then the next day I was like, I still didn't get my pizza fix, so I needed to get pizza again. I might have pizza again this weekend. But so write down all the stuff you like to eat, your comfort foods, whatever it is, whatever you want to eat. Or if you want to implement, if you feel like you're unhealthy, try to write down healthy foods that you would eat. Now I want to be more healthy. I eat freaking primarily healthy. But I don't eat enough, so I'm going to start implementing that more into my life. So write down healthy stuff if you feel like you need healthy stuff, if you need to take vitamins, whatever it is. Well, don't put in the vitamins yet. Actually, just write down all the foods that you're going to eat, that you want to eat, right? If you want to be healthy, write down all the healthy foods that you want to eat. Then kind of see all the ingredients that's in everything. Like, kind of find the common ingredients that are in everything, and then make that grocery list, right? And then kind of, do enough, like, depending on how many times you go grocery shopping, if you go once a week, like, write down how many you'll need for the week that you think, for, like, each thing. And then you can do this at the beginning of the week or the end of the week for the next week. Do a meal plan. So write down, like, okay, you can do this daily. I mean, weekly, that's a freaking lot. Then you're gonna have a whole freaking book full of like all these freaking meals that you're gonna eat in the day, and then what if it goes off the schedule? Then that might make you anxious or anything. So like, that seems a bit much. I would do it day by day. So in the morning, write down what you want to eat in the morning, or you could just do it for the rest of the day. So eat something in the morning and then write down what you're going to eat for the rest of the day, and then be like, okay, at this time I'm going to eat this. And then like, if you have to go to work like physically, then pack that lunch, and then right at dinner time you're going to eat this, and then you may have leftovers, so then you can eat it again the next day. Like, just plan, like meal plan like that, because then if you kind of do that, it kind of puts it set in ground. But then, like, I don't know, if you feel like if you don't eat, then you're gonna feel like, oh my gosh, I can't even stick to my plan. Like, literally I understand, like, this is what goes in my head. Like, this is what it is. Like, is this anxiety? Is this what this is? Like, this is probably anxiety. Just like, if I say I'm gonna do something and then I don't do it, it just kind of puts it on me, and then I get all upset about it, and that's kind of like my own problem, but it may be a problem that a lot of people have. So I don't know, I think if you have a better meal plan situation, please freaking let me know, because that's what I'm trying to work on. But what I might do is just take it day by day, like, okay, I'm gonna eat this on this day, or I'm gonna eat this later, just to make sure I eat more. Also I feel like vitamins can be really good, because they boost serotonin, they boost these. Well, is it serotonin? Serotonin? I think it's serotonin. That makes you happy? Yeah, I think so. I think it is serotonin. So vitamins can be great. I'm gonna start taking more vitamins. Not more, like more than I should. How to love? What the heck? Oh, because I typed in how to did I type in how to self-love or how to love? Because then I go in a new tab and then I go in the search bar and it's like how to love Lil Wayne. You guys remember that song? What was I gonna look up? Oh, serotonin. Serotonin is a chemical that is in a wide variety of, sometimes called the happy chemical. Yes, okay, I was right. Because it contributes to the well-being and happiness. How can I get serotonin? How to increase serotonin. 5 ways to raise serotonin naturally. Okay, come on, guys. Oh, also sunlight. I know that too. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter or chemical messenger that's involved in many processes throughout your body, from regulating your mood to promoting smooth digestion. Wow, man, maybe I always had digestion problems because I don't have enough serotonin. That's interesting. It's also known for promoting good sleep. Okay, regulating appetite. Oh my god, guys, I need serotonin. Promoting learning and memory. Okay, memory's kind of there. Helping promote positive feelings and pro-social behavior. Okay, pro-social behavior. I don't want to be social at all. Okay, so now, like, that I've been going through it, I don't want to be social at all, but it's mostly because I need more alone time. I feel like I've been too social, maybe not, I don't know. But my fluke card reading yesterday told me I need to stop being so social and take more time for myself and be with God. If you have low serotonin, you might feel anxious, low, or depressed. You might feel irritable or aggressive, have sleep issues or feel fatigued, feel impulsive, have a decreased appetite, experience nausea and digestive issues, and crave sweets and carbohydrate-rich foods. Carbohydrate-rich foods. Is that pizza? Because it feels like it. So one way, you can't directly get serotonin from food, but you can get tryptophan. Oh, I've heard of that. An amino acid that is converted to serotonin in the brain. Interesting. Primarily found in high-protein foods, including turkey and salmon. Okay, guys. I don't suggest eating animals. But I personally, I eat fish sometimes, very rarely. I went vegan for half a year. But I was vegetarian for 2 years before that. I'm primarily vegetarian now, but sometimes I do eat a fish when I feel like I'm dying and I need some type of nutrition. Okay, so food, basically. Snacking for serotonin. Whole wheat bread with turkey or cheese. Oatmeal with a handful of nuts. What the heck is this? Who's gonna eat this? Salmon with brown rice? Sounds horrible. Okay, brown rice, I mean, it's alright, but not all of it's good. Plums or pineapple with your favorite crackers. Plums or pineapple with your favorite crackers? Who the heck eats that? Pretzel sticks with peanut butter, I guess, and a glass of milk. Ugh, don't drink milk, guys, please. Drink almond milk or something, or oat milk. Oat milk's pretty good. Don't drink milk, guys. Exercise. Yes, I know this. Exercise. Yes. Get aerobic exercise. Try a dance class. Do some roller skating, swimming, bicycling. Bicycling's nice. Ooh, maybe I'll go for a nice bike ride this weekend. My bike's kind of uncomfortable and I don't have a helmet. My boss is really mad that I don't have a helmet, so we'll see. Bright light. Oh, I also, it's so funny because now that I'm seeing bright light, I just learned recently that there's a lamp that you can get that it puts out a certain sunlight, like a certain type of light, if you have seasonal depression, because since it gets darker, they have this lamp that's supposed to help boost your mood. Because it's darker or it's something. It puts like those rays, like helps you make it feel like summer. I don't know. Spend at least 10 to 15 minutes outside a day. Take your physical activity outside. Help increase serotonin boost, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so sunlight, getting outside, exercising, supplements. Okay, I wouldn't take supplements, honestly. I would take vitamins, because I feel like that could just help you boost your brain power and it might just, make you happier. Pure tryptophan? What the heck? You're just going to take tryptophan? That sounds trippy. 5-HTP. I've heard of this. For reducing symptoms of depression. Yeah, I have heard of that. I heard of this at raves. Haku, stop. She likes, moving her water bowl. I don't know why. and then like water gets everywhere and she just like moves it. I don't know why she does that. Probiotics. Ooh, probiotics. I'm gonna eat some yogurt today. I get like probiotic yogurt. A massage therapy. Okay, well, these are just ways to boost serotonin, guys. That wasn't self-love, but you know, if you guys need that, you know, there you go. So what I'm gonna do for self-love now, let's do like my quick list for self-love. One is do more stuff that you love. So something I keep relating to is The Sims at the moment. If you guys ever played The Sims 1, 2, 3, whatever. If you make a sim work a lot, like if you just like put them to work, their fun goes down, and then they get really stressed where they can't even do anything because they're too stressed to do anything because their fun is so down. So that's how I've been feeling. Like I've just been work, that like my fun is all the way down and I can't even function because my fun is so down and I need to do something for myself. So having some fun playtime for yourself, whatever is fun for you, do that. Don't do what you feel like you have to do. Like, have time for yourself to have fun. Paint, color, do something creative, do something that you don't feel like you have to do. Like maybe like, okay, so like me, like I'm a writer, right? But I want to live off of my writing. So writing is also my job. So like I write for work for myself, and then like, but I also love to write, but I want to live off it because I love it. But since I also like, my writing is also like what I try to live off of and try to make my job, it's not always fun, even though I love to do it. Like I love writing, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, like to have fun, like I'm just gonna write all day. Like I'm just gonna get tired of writing and I'm gonna get bored. So like, don't also do like, say you make music, right? You're a singer, you're a rapper, right? You love to sing, you love to rap, but then you're like, okay, now I need to do some self-love. I need to, you know, take some time for myself. You're like, oh, I'm gonna rap, you know, because I love rapping. But then like, if you're also trying to become a rapper or a singer, that is also your job. So by rapping and singing and like writing these songs, like you're still kind of stressing yourself out because yes, you love to do it, but you're doing it as a job, really. You're not really doing it for fun, and it's just gonna kind of it's gonna just add on to it. So do something that involves like no mind whatsoever, that you just do for fun. Like again, go for a bike ride, read a book if you want. Like that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm literally just gonna be reading and writing and doing my spiritual practice and yoga. That is what's fun for me. And painting. I want to do a lot of I want to paint more and draw more and color more. Like more artsy stuff. And then yeah, so you could do that. You could do arts and crafts. You could cut up a little bunch of piece of papers, or like, I don't know, do whatever the heck you think is fun. Garden. That's what another thing I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start planting stuff. I'm building a little garden for myself. So I'm really freaking excited, guys, even just talking about it. So these are little things that you can do, just things that you want to do, things that implement self-love for you. So like the garden is something that I've been like thinking about strongly ever since I started having these freaking panic attacks. Or not panic attacks, but like since I started, you know, having these freaking, you know, since the medication, I guess. And I thought that the medication triggered it, and I felt like it was the medication. That's why I said I hate taking meds in the post I put on Instagram, because I felt like it kind of triggered it. But maybe it was something that needed to be triggered. So something that I've been thinking about strongly is a garden, and I always feel good when I'm taking care of something else. Like even like my little Haku, like she's like my little garden. I love taking care of her. I'm taking her to the vet this weekend, just for a checkup for her insurance. But when I start building this garden, you know, it's gonna be nice to see something grow, right? Something I'm putting my care and love into, and that's gonna grow. So this is something that we need to bring into ourselves. Maybe you can plant something, and then you'll bring Haku, get down. Oh my god. So doing that for yourself and seeing it in a plant can maybe bring that love and growth into yourself. So that is one way. Take a bubble bath, take a relaxing bath, maybe practice yoga if you haven't practiced yoga. Listen to some music. Just lay down in the middle of the floor of your room, stare up at the ceiling and listen to music. Like, that sounds amazing. These are like great ways, I feel, to implement self-love, to do things that, you know, don't really take too much effort or time or stress or anything like that. Just doing anything that relaxes you and takes care of yourself. So real quick, let me just go through these lists that I found online. Maybe we can make fun of some of them, but who knows? Let's see. So 23 ways to love yourself more. This is a picture provided by livewellwithsharonmartin.com. One says know yourself. Okay, that's easier said than done. Say no when you need to. Ooh, yes, boundaries. Boundaries is a really big thing that is to love yourself more. Give yourself that space to say no to people. If you do not have the energy and space or ability to fit anything into your life for someone else, you have the ability to say no. You have the ability to take care of yourself and put yourself first than above other people and their problems or what they need to be done or what you feel like you should do for other people. And a problem I have is that I'm nice. I was telling this to Justin, is that like I love, like, okay, I want to be there for people and I want to support them, but when I continuously let people come to me with their problems, it's not setting a boundary for myself. And yes, I set boundaries, but to the point where like I'm being nice and I want to offer my assistance to somebody, but then they kind of just keep coming to you. And this is something I heard from Aaron Dougherty. I mentioned him a lot. And yeah, so it's when you keep, so you want to be nice and you offer. So say it's money, right? And somebody's like, hey, like, you know, I'm really short on money. Do you have $20 I could borrow? I'm like, yeah, sure, that's fine. You know, you always love to help somebody, so you give them $20. But then they come back to you again, like, I know, like, I asked you last time, you know, but I could really use it. And you're like, yeah, sure, it's fine, whatever. You're like, you're my friend. You give it. But then they keep coming to you for money or whatever it is, and they keep going back to you, and then at that point you're not setting the boundary for yourself, where you were nice in the beginning, but you're letting that you know, you're letting people take advantage of you in that way, even though it doesn't feel like to them they're taking advantage of you. It is that they're taking advantage of your kindness, of you letting them in. And setting boundaries is a really good way to love yourself more. So I agree. Don't compare yourself to others. Yes, that is another thing that I sadly do sometimes. I don't do it all the time because I really don't. But when I see, just when I see somebody who's almost like, I don't want to say on the same level as me, but like, you know, when it comes to their spiritual practice or their career or whatever it is, and I don't know, I just compare myself to them. Like, I don't know why. It's just something that we do. And then like, I don't even think like I'm doing better, they're doing better. Or I kind of do. Like, I'll just be like, look, we're basically on the same level, but how did they achieve this before I did? Or like, how is it that, you know, they're doing this and I'm not able to do it? Just don't do that, guys. Like, everybody is literally on their own path. Nobody's walking the same journey. Nobody's walking the same path whatsoever. People's growth are different. People are gonna, so like, say we do the whole levels thing, right? And you say like, oh, me and this person are on the same level, but how did they get to do this before I did? So like, you're on the same level, but then like, you're not on the same journey. So maybe that person learned something before you, but you also learned something before them. And then you eventually learn what they already knew. And then they eventually learn what you already knew. So like, it's different. Like, you guys, everybody just learns at different paces. An alarm is about to go off. I'm dismissing it. So don't compare yourself to others, guys. Allow yourself downtime. Yes, I said this. Be truly present. Yes, be here now. Be here now. Give yourself a treat. Eat pizza. No. Be honest with yourself. Let yourself off the hook for your mistakes and imperfections. Yes, this is a big thing. Let yourself off the hook for your mistakes and imperfections. We are not perfect people people. We are humans. We make mistakes. Let yourself make a mistake and be happy that you are human and you made a mistake. Be happy that you have the chance to try and fix your mistakes. Don't beat yourself up over it, literally. That is literally my biggest mistake. I beat myself up over not implementing what I teach people into my own life. And I beat myself up over it. I talk trash to myself, like, look at you. You freaking talk all this stuff about mindfulness. You know the exact practice and you can't even practice it into your life. And that's literally self-detrimenting. Is that a word? Self-detrimenting? Self-detrimental. That is what I'm trying to say. And you're going to break yourself. It's okay. It's okay. Literally, it's okay. Like, it's not that serious. It's something I need to continuously tell myself. So it's okay. It is okay. Work on forgiving yourself for the bigger stuff. Yes, forgive yourself. Again, we make mistakes. It is okay. Accept that some people won't like you. This is something I need to accept. So, like, I also, like, people I know personally that I've been friends with, like, have unfollowed me on Instagram. And, like, they don't tell me, like, oh, I don't want to, like, be your friend or anything. Like, it's just weird. So, like, it makes you, like, and that's something I found out recently too, along to add with the friends thing. But, like, I need to accept that, you know, some people just don't like me. I've unfollowed people that I knew personally just because I couldn't, like, their posts. Okay, so, like, people I know, like, I'm friends with and I don't like their posts, I just mute their posts so I don't have to see their post. But well, now I do. Before, I would just unfollow them. Even if they were my friend, I was like, I'm sorry, I can't relate to your posts. Like, I can't have this on my feed. It's too much negativity. So, what the heck is happening outside? I don't know. It sounds weird. So now, like, if people unfollow me that I know, I'm like, oh, maybe, like, my posts are just too much for them. Like, maybe they're too spiritual, or, like, and I don't even post that much spiritual. So, okay, maybe I do. But not that much. I don't think so. Or maybe they just don't like what I do. Maybe they don't like that we don't talk anymore. Like, I don't communicate with anybody, on my end, and, you know, and I just have to accept that. I can't just hold on to people forever. Like, that's literally not what you're supposed to be doing at all. Or, like, maybe they just don't, like, they're like, I don't like this, the way she's becoming, I don't want to be her friend anymore, unfollow. Like, that's completely fine, and we have to accept that. No, not everybody's gonna accept you. Not everybody's gonna like you. You don't have to be liked or accepted by everybody. It was something that Justin told me the other day, like, about, you know, keeping a consistent schedule, about doing so much, like, and taking my time. Like, you don't have to rush into everything. You don't have to do so much and keep putting out so much content and do all this stuff, like, to keep getting a viewing so you can be able to live off of, you know, what you want to do. Like, you don't have to. Like, the people, like, take care of yourself first, and the people who are meant to listen to you and who are meant to be in your life and are meant to follow you will follow you. They'll stay there and they'll be there. Like, the people who are meant to be in your life, they'll be there. The people who aren't meant to be in your life and who don't resonate and match in your life, like, they will leave on their own. You can make them leave, whatever it is, but whatever is meant to happen, like, is gonna happen. Make fun a priority. Yes, I've said this. Make fun a priority. Put you first. Practice gratitude. I did a gratitude yoga yesterday. It was great. Be grateful for what you already have. I was crying during the gratitude yoga because I'm so stressed about all this blah, blah, blah that I'm not leaving room for being grateful for what I already have in my life. I should be grateful. I have a freaking job. I had a job through the pandemic. I barely had a job through the pandemic, but I did have a job, and I had money in my account, and I had money going into my account, and I had a roof over my head, and I have food to eat, and I have this great position now. I have the possibility of becoming self-employed soon. I have the ability to practice not my religion, but basically my spiritual practice freely. I have, like, religious freedom. I have freedom of speech. I have the ability to say in this podcast, America sucks most of the time. And I can say that, and it will be posted and people will hear it. I have the ability to own a cat. I have ability to love my cat. I have a loving boyfriend who runs to me when I'm stressed and depressed, and he'll stay with me and calm me down and tell me all the things I need to hear to be the best version of myself. I have the ability to talk to you guys. I have you to listen to me. I have so much stuff to be grateful for, and not seeing that is very blinding. Not seeing that is blinding, or being blinded to that is, it's not good, guys. Whatever it is I'm trying to say. Write down your successes. Be grateful for what you already have and what you have accomplished. Write down your successes. Feel your feelings. Take good care of your body. Pursue a hobby. Stand up for yourself. Ask for help when you need it. Speak kindly to yourself. Surround yourself with people who treat you with kindness and respect. I love it, guys. I freaking love it, guys. All right, that's the only list I'm gonna go through, because look at this. We're already an hour and 15 minutes in. I gotta work soon, and I freaking ranted. Well, not ranted, but I hope you guys listened to this. It was so interesting to see that last week's episode, I posted the episode. I didn't even advertise it because of everything that was happening. I couldn't even have the ability to advertise the podcast episode. But by the time I checked on it, by the time I was about to advertise it, which was like on Tuesday or something, it already had a lot of listens, which is crazy because, you would think that, it gets a lot of listens because I advertise it, but it doesn't, because I didn't advertise it and it got a lot of listens. So right now, I just really want to be grateful for everybody who listens to this podcast. I'm not going to get emotional because I can get emotional about it. But I'm extremely grateful. Like, if you are listening to this right now, like right now, in your headphones or on your speaker right now, you are listening to my voice. If you are listening to this, I am deeply appreciative of you. And you might think like, oh no, not me. Like, she's just speaking generally to everybody who's speaking. No, like individually, like every single one of you, like every single person, single, not in a relationship. No, I'm joking. Imagine. I am so grateful for you, because every single listen, every single person, you are supporting me. You are supporting me just by listening. And it's not like you're making me money by like that. That's not, what the heck, Haku? What are you meowing at? What? What the heck? She's being all vocal. What do you want? I don't mean supporting me by money. I mean, you're supporting me by listening, by knowing that somebody listens to what I'm saying through this podcast. It gives me a reason to do this podcast. It gives me a reason to write. It gives me a reason to keep doing what I'm doing, because knowing that people can hear me and people can relate and I'm helping somebody somehow, that is what keeps me going. That is what motivates me. That is what supports me. That system of knowing I am helping people and knowing that people are listening and that I am creating this kind of community in my head, whatever it is, that is supporting me. So I am extremely grateful for you. I'm extremely grateful for it tells me like how many plays for each episode, like what devices you're listening from, where around the world you're listening from, your ages, your gender. It freaking knows your social security number. No, I'm joking. It doesn't. Maybe. No, just kidding. So I see you as individual people. I don't see you as just a collective, like, oh, these are my listeners. Like, yes, you are my listeners, but you are individuals, and I see every single one of you. So I'm grateful for you. Thank you. If you want to, you can DM me on Instagram. My DMs are open always. I will respond to you. If you just say, hey, I listened to your podcast, I will respond to you. Like, literally, like, it's not like my DMs are filled with people, because they're not. They're only filled with Justin, and that's it. And people who respond to my story. But again, thank you so much. I am so appreciative of you. And yeah, if you would like to continue to support me, just keep listening to this podcast, honestly. Listen to all my episodes. If you don't want to listen to an episode, just mark it as played. That is a great way of supporting me. And then also, you can support me on Anchor, guys. So this is really cool. It's kind of like a Patreon, but it's not a Patreon because it's not like I don't have exclusive content for you guys at the moment. But when I do, I will drop a Patreon for you guys and give you some exclusive content. But you can support me for like 99 cents a month, or it could be like, I think it's like $5 a month, and then you could do like $10 a month. But who the heck is gonna give me $10? If you guys give me $10, like if I get a supporter who gives me $10 a month, like what the heck? I bow down to you. Like what the heck is that? You don't have to do that. But if you want to, please freaking go ahead. But 99 cents a month, that's not bad. That's $12. That's $12 a year, guys. Come on, $12. That's literally just giving me $12. Like, but like, you don't have to give me $12. That sounds so funny saying that. Like, just give me $12, guys. Like, what the fuck? Like, okay, I don't need your $12, okay? But just having a support, so like if you support me every month, it just kind of shows like, oh look, I have monthly supporters, so I could consistently put out content for you guys, and then also like eventually live off of my freaking dreams. Like, I mean, I'm living my dreams now, but my main goal right now is to become self-employed from my writing, from this podcast. Maybe I never even expected this podcast to become what it was, like what it is now. Like, I literally just wanted to do a podcast, and I wasn't planning on living off of it whatsoever. I don't plan on living off of the podcast, but I feel like it's gonna be something that I live off of for some reason, just because I'm getting such a big following on it, and I'm getting a good amount of support from it, which is interesting. So anyways, if you want to do that, please, I love you. Like, you're awesome. Thank you. Another way, freaking amazing way you can support me is read my blog posts. I post blog posts every Monday. My website is thewritingsofnatalia.wordpress.com. All my links are in my bio on Instagram, and then all my links for everything else is also on my blog, the website, the WordPress website. So just by interacting with my content, comment on my stuff. If you comment on my videos on YouTube, my YouTube is World of Natalia. I'm working on freaking getting just one name. I'll probably just have the Writings of Natalia and then World of Natalia. My Instagram is Natalia of Earth. That might change, but I might keep it. I don't know. Who knows? But also, if you guys want to, there's an Instagram account called World of Natalia. If you want to report it as spam, that'd be great, so then I can have, because it's not an active Instagram, I want the username, so if you want to report it, and then eventually it'll come off, and then it'll be available for me to take, that'd be great. But yeah, guys, just read my blog posts, go on my website, search around, look at my pictures, my photography collections, comment, share this podcast with your friends, share with your mom, and yeah, that's really it. And just be here now. Do what you have to do for yourself, and that's it. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. This was a pretty long one, maybe my longest one yet. And again, thank you so much. I'm deeply appreciative of you again. And I will speak to you next week. All right. Peace.